Well, the battle for Bihar has clearly drawn lines with Nitish Kumar versus Narendra Modi. But other lines are being crossed by both sides in a no-holds-barred fight for the assembly.
मैं गया लोकसभा के चुनाव के समय भी आया था, लेकिन उस सभा में तो इससे आधे लोग भी नहीं आए थे और आज उससे डबल से भी ज्यादा मैं देख रहा हूं। हवा का रुख मुझे पता चल रहा है।
ये कहते भी है ट्विटर पर और सुनते भी है ट्विटर पर। जब हमने महसूस कर लिया कि ये तो यूनियन ट्विटर गवर्नमेंट है, तब हमने भी निश्चय कर दिया कि हम भी ट्विटर पर जाएंगे, क्योंकि ये तो सुनेगा ही नहीं दूसरे की बात।
ये चुनाव आने वाला है भाइयों, और ये चुनाव बिहार को जंगल राज से मुक्ति का पर्व बनने वाला है। ये चुनाव बिहार में अहंकारी हुकूमत से मुक्ति का पर्व बनने वाला है।
जेलों को सुधार गृह के रूप में संचालित किया जाता है कि लोग जेल जाते हैं उसमें सुधरेंगे और सुधर कर आएंगे, और बहुत ध्यान दिया जा रहा है इन दिनों जेल के अंदर रहने वालों पर। और आपको तो मालूम होगा कि जेल में रहने वालों को भी योग सिखाया जाता है, योग से लगाव प्रदर्शित करते हैं। तो ये सारी चीजें अब जेल के अंदर की जाती है। लेकिन खैर उस जेल के बारे में उनकी अब धारणा है कि जो जेल से निकलता है तो और बुरा बनकर आता है, बुराइयां सीख कर आता है, उसमें और दुर्गुण आते हैं। यह कहकर उन्होंने अपनी राय को प्रकट कर दिया।
रोजाना जंगल राज का डर और दूसरी तरफ जनता का दमन और उत्पीड़न, जनता का दमन और उत्पीड़न, जेडीयू।
इन लोगों का तो काम ही ऐसे, तो हमने नाम दे दिया कि बड़का झूठा पार्टी।
Joining us now from the capital, it's Kirti Azad, Lok Sabha MP for the BJP, also Pawan Verma, Rajya Sabha MP with the JDU, and Sankarshan Thakur, roving editor with the Telegraph. Thanks so much to all three of you for joining us on NDTV 24/7. Mr. Azad, just coming to you now, the BJP has gone in with a tried and tested formula which has worked in the past in other states. It's Narendra Modi, the face of the campaign, versus a chief ministerial candidate on the other side.
Well, Mr. Narendra Modi is the Prime Minister of India. He is the most popular leader in the country. He is the under his leadership we have had a majority government since 1980. So we can definitely say, and he is very popular amongst the youth who are basically the future of this country. So Mr. Narendra Modi is our leader, and he is there.
Mr. Verma, it's coming to you. It's a formidable array of leaders even on your side. You have put away differences from the past with, say, Lalu Yadav. And so it's, what would you look at it? Is it evenly matched?
I would like to say that we are very happy, the people of Bihar, that after 14 months of absence, the Prime Minister has finally found time on the eve of the elections to remember Bihar again. I also want to say that there's a fundamental difference that was visible today which has occurred between his last year's visit for the parliamentary elections and now. Last year the people believed him. Not only the people of Bihar who voted for him, but the people of India. This year, people are asking, you make promises, but kya hua tera wada? What is the delivery on the ground?
You're basically saying that the Lok Sabha results are not going to translate for the BJP into assembly results.
No, I'll tell you, and there's a tangible, concrete, identifiable reason for it, which is that the BJP, in the 1 year plus that it has been in power at the center, has not only not delivered for the people of India, but has also completely neglected the state of Bihar.
Mr. Azad, you want to respond to that?
For the Prime Minister to come now and say he's full of promises.
Mr. Azad, go ahead.
Well, he is contradicting himself. I mean, he must have heard when the Honorable Prime Minister was speaking today. He said there were not even half the number of people, and I see more than 2.5 times who have come here. So when he says his popularity has gone down and people don't believe him, I fail to understand as to how 2.5 times and more people were there, just there to listen to him. You saw the exuberance, the kind of enthusiasm the people had. So I suppose they basically don't have anything, so they turn around and say after 14 months he's coming here. Well, Prime Minister has got so many states, he has to travel in India, he's got so many other works to do, and yet he has visited twice, and he's going to visit two more times.
He has to travel abroad as well.
Yes, yes.
Sankarshan Thakur, just coming to you, what do you view in terms of the level of discourse here? Now, of course, there have been no holds barred on both sides here, but the level of discourse in terms of campaigning from the Prime Minister and the Chief Minister?
Amitabh, you know, as a journalist, my lips smack at this prospect. I was in Muzaffarpur for the Prime Minister's first rally and got a taste of what this campaign is going to be like, and I think the tone has been set. I think Bihar is in for the bitterest campaign that it has seen in a long time. I can't, in the last 30 years that I've been covering Bihar, have seen a campaign build up like this. But you know, this is going to last another 2.5–3 months. So you know, while I look forward to this prospect as a journalist, you know, I don't know what the people of Bihar are really in for. It's going to be an extremely divisive, extremely bitter, and already extremely below the belt kind of campaign. I mean, questioning of DNA, questioning of all sorts of things have already come into this campaign, which are, well, I would say, I would use the word unsavory. And I don't know what the weeks and months you know, hold.
Right, Mr. Thakur, again now when you look at the
going
ahead,
Mr. Verma, go ahead.
No, there is one other factor, and that is, however bitter as Sankarshan is saying the election is, I think not only as the leader of the BJP but as the Prime Minister, I think it's unbecoming for him to make sweeping statements which are prima facie, visibly, transparently false. For him to say that there has been no development in Bihar. I mean, nationally and internationally, Bihar has been recognized today for a state which, coming from almost nowhere, has shown spectacular transformation. For 5 years, it had the highest GDP growth rates in the country.
Many of the socio-economic numbers are actually much better than other states. Mr. Thakur, just coming back
much better than other states, and for him to come and say there's no development. I mean, it's not becoming of it.
How do you view Bihar, since you've been covering it for so many years and you will be covering these elections as well, in terms of a Prime Minister promising that if we are in power at the center and we are in power in the states, like it has happened in other places, that will benefit you, the people of Bihar. How do you view that argument?
No, listen, as a political party going into an election, that is a legitimate argument. But for the Prime Minister to almost say that Bihar will be helped only if you help my party come to power, I mean, it doesn't behove a Prime Minister. You know, a BJP leader saying that, I would accept that, because in election, a lot of rhetoric, a lot of subterfuge is employed and does work. You know, all is fair in love and war. Yeah. But, you know, when you start virtually saying that I'm not going to help the state unless you bring my party into power, I mean that's like a threat. You know, it's. I find that argument coming from Prime Minister of India a little untenable in terms of, and especially a Prime Minister who every other day swears in the name of federalism.
It's not untenable, it's very cynical.